With everything being a subscription nowadays, the fact that car companies now charge you a subscription for remote start using an application shouldn't be a surprise. Now, Subaru actually offers 2 subscription services that utilize the Subaru app. Is it worth it for you? I'm Wanderer 001. We have a lot to cover. Let's get into it. First being Subaru's MySubaru Safety, name might change, which covers a lot of things in the car, mostly the SOS button and the information button that you see, but in the application, and I'll show you these, but I want to list them off so you see them as I'm going through them. Advanced automatic collision notification, diagnostic alerts, enhanced roadside assistance, maintenance notifications for your vehicle, service appointment scheduler, SOS emergency assistant, that's going to be in the vehicle, vehicle condition check, vehicle health report, and over-the-air software updates. That's all with the safety, which generally Subaru will give you for 3 years free when you purchase your vehicle. That could change because part of what I was told when I purchased these services when I bought my vehicle was one of them would be for 5 years at a price, and it was not. It was only for 3 years, so subject to change. But the MySubaru Security Suite covers, for me, the more important stuff. Remote lock and unlock of your car, remote horn and lights, remote vehicle locator, remote engine start with climate control, stolen vehicle recovery, stolen vehicle immobilizer, boundary alert, speed alert, curfew alert, and trip logs and driving journal, and destination to your vehicle. You get a free trial of that. Generally, it's much shorter. But now that we know what subscriptions cover what, now I'll show you what the application can actually do for you, and you can make an educated inference if it's something that you will actually care about. I'm going to start right here on the big portion of the screen, which is the remote start or the lock and unlock. The beauty of this part here, as opposed to a normal remote start, is the ability to do this from anywhere. I don't have to be within 100 feet of my car. I can do this in another state if I wanted to. I can quick start the car, which will just turn it on. I have climate presets. If I select this, you do get 3 that are automatically here, and you just tap that and it will automatically send it, but it lets you know what that's going to do. Now, these 3 presets cannot be changed, but you do have the ability to set your own, and you get 4 slots for those. I have 2 for the winter and then 2 for the summertime. And if I wanted to, I can select into this. I can change the name. I can change the runtime between 5 and 10 minutes. I can change my climate preset. I can turn on or off the rear defogger. I can change the airflow, where that's coming from. I can change whether it's outside or circulated. And since my car has heated seats, I can select passenger and driver level of heat that would come out, as well as fan speed. I can save the preset, I can save the settings and start the engine, and I can start right now, or I can delete. The other thing that I like is if I select one to start, I can select no delay, start immediately, or delay 1, 5, or 10 minutes. So let's say I'm wrapping up my day and I don't necessarily want to get this going right away. I can say wait 5 minutes and then start, and it will allow me to do that. You can do that for any one of those. And those are all our climate presets. If I come over to view start settings, this is going to be for that quick one. Engine runtime, temperature, face and feet. It's going to let you know all that for that quick start. Coming down on this main page, we have our vehicle locator. If you select this, it will actually show up on a map exactly where it is at that given time. I thought this was going to be something that I wouldn't use as much because generally when I go out and I park somewhere, I take a picture of my vehicle. But this year I've had several instances. I had to valet park my car when I was at a hospital, and I wanted to know where my vehicle was. Now, it was interesting because my vehicle moved several times while it was in the garage, but it was pretty accurate as to how close it could get. You also have the ability to get driving or walking directions to your vehicle. So it's a step up above my take a snapshot of my car if I needed to locate it. To the right of that, we have horn and light. If you're in a parking lot and you want to find your car, you can tap that. And again, it's not limited to the range of what you have with a remote starter or even the key fob that you have. This will do anywhere that you have a cellular connection. Most of this for me has been very useful. The My Trips, as you can see, not so much, because I don't really plan my trips within a application to remote start my car. But I can select Trip Tracker, and it will show me driving journals, where I've gone. I'm not going to start a new trip, but we can go into plan a trip, and I can say find a destination, favorite a destination, save. These are all things you can do with other services. So for me, that one, not so much. Now, up here at the top, we do have a vehicle status. It's telling me it's normal, it's green. If there was a problem, there'd be red. And it's letting me know the last date and time that this was checked. Generally, that's the last time that you turn the car on and off. I point that out up there because down here, we also have a vehicle status. And if I select either of them, it brings me to the same location. From here, I can access import information. I can see vehicle diagnostics. So again, this is not part of security. This is part of safety. And from here, I could see the status of my tire pressure. If there's a warning there, I can swipe that and it will show me the windows, but I can also come down here. It will show me the odometer reading, maintenance, view maintenance schedule, tire pressure. Again, if you don't run this within a couple of days, it will kind of blank this out. Coming down here, it shows you the status of your windows, closed or open. And then down here, both of these update. This updates more regularly than this. This one is based on when you turn the car on and off, letting you know how much gas you have and then your average MPG. I didn't think I'd enjoy knowing that without having to go to my vehicle as much as I actually do. This one, I actually really like and used. I put my car into a garage to have my state's inspection done, and the window was cracked. And I got an alert telling me that the window was cracked. When I got there, I ran my hand along the window to check it because it's not that far from my house. And the window itself looked like it was closed, but I opened the car up, rolled up the window, and it actually rolled up more. Now, I went there because I was going to get rain that day. If I didn't have this, rain would have gotten in my car, and I would not have been a happy camper. While I poo-poo the idea of some of the stuff that you get in here, it actually has been more useful than I thought, which is problematic because this is a different subscription than the security. If I come over to the health report, you can select date ranges and it will show you how's your airbag doing, are there any problems. This one I don't use as much as I do this page here. We can also refresh it, but again, if the car hasn't cycled on or off, it's not going to bring data forward. Backing out, if I come to the recalls, yes, I did have a recall for this vehicle fairly quickly after getting it. Actually, I had 2 recalls. The problem is one of them is not showing up here, and both of them have been done. And then you have your retailer where you can schedule an appointment to have your recall taken care of. This really needs to update because for the hybrid Forester 2025, it had this anchor issue, but then it also had a gas cap problem. Coming down, we have our maintenance. We can come in here, make a schedule right down there. I can also schedule where this is going to happen. So this area, really, this one is the one that I care about and actually have used. These other ones have not been as useful. Neither has been making an appointment for my application. I'm not going to do that. Down here at the bottom, we also have offer and events. So coupons, things of that nature. To the right of that, set driver alerts. Now, some of these are, again, available in a menu up here, which I'll show you. But if you have somebody else driving your vehicle who's young, inexperienced, or what have you, you could set up a boundary alert, which will allow you to set up a, hey, if the car leaves this area, let me know. Likewise, you can do that for a speed, get notified when the car goes above a certain speed. Curfew alerts, this could be interesting. You know, maybe you fall asleep, your kid thinks they can sneak out. This will send you a notification letting you know the vehicle is out and about before it hits a boundary or reaches speed because it's after the curfew. You also have a valet mode, which again, I utilized this. I was stuck going to a hospital and I like it. It limits what somebody else can do to your car while they're in it because giant touchscreen is pretty accessible to anybody in your vehicle. Now, as I mentioned, the set driver alerts down here, that's something that's also accessible up here. If I come into our menu, we could see my vehicle information. It's showing you that I only have my Forester attached to this account. I have my Subaru connected services. If I show you this, it's got driver alerts. That's the way I was telling you that you could access this. My trip, vehicle diagnostics, and usage report. This is something that you don't have except in there. And I'm going to change the date so that you can see, hey, do I actually use the things that I'm paying for. So door lock, well, yeah, here you go. I did do that. Remote start, I started the car. Locate vehicle, I located the vehicle, and here you go. I used valet parking. So if you're trying to get an idea of, and here you can see I only did one thing there, an idea of if you're using these services, I would strongly recommend coming in here and checking it out. Problem is, you notice it's only showing me for May, June, July. I've had this for over a year and it's only showing me the last 3 months. So make sure to come in here and check this out on a regular basis. We have our vehicle service and maintenance. So here you can schedule, maintenance reminder, service history, maintenance schedule, enter service records, recall campaigns, warranty and extended services, certified collision center, and then vehicle software updater. Lets you know if things are up to date. So again, if you take your car to have the software checked, you'll know ahead of time if it actually needs to be changed or not. Down here we have manage our subscriptions. So we have invoice, so you can get billed directly through the app, which you would set up on the web. But we have subscription and services. This is where I was saying that there's the 2 different types. So manage your subscriptions. You've got Safety Plus and then Security Plus, and you can upgrade or do your billing information right from here. Coming down, they have the 24-hour roadside assistance. That is helpful. You can get an extension on this if you buy like their enhanced gold or silver packages. I want to say it's been a year since I've purchased my vehicle. You've got support and resources, so roadside assistance, customer support, AT&T hotspot within the vehicle, customer support, retailer, and resource center. We're going to go back. We've got your profile and then your realtor. So it's going to be the Subaru dealership that's closest to you. Now, it hurts me that across the 2 subscriptions, there are things that I use in both. I use more of the security features, which is great, but I really like this diagnostics area, and it has proven itself worth paying for me, just for the few times that I've had to check my windows for it. But hopefully you have found some portion of this useful in determining if the MySubaru app, as well as the MySecurity and MySafety subscriptions, are worth it for you. If you appreciate the time and effort that goes into making a comprehensive video like this, make sure to hit that like button to help other people find the video as well. If you like what I'm doing here and want to be notified of my next review, hit that subscribe button. Wondering what vehicles you can use this with? On screen now, you'll see the 2 Subaru vehicles that I have that actually use the MySubaru app.